Hi, good afternoon, Michael Marley. How you doing?
Great, Dennis. Good to talk to you, G-Man from Naptown, by way of Backland.
All right, let's go straight to the...
You just called me to rub it in about the Colts advancing and the Patriots getting schmucked, but all right, listen, man, I like Peyton Manning, no problem.
Hey, actually, they got a tough... I mean, as much as I love that the Patriots got whooped last weekend, I wanted to face the Jets this week. But now we're going to have to play the Ravens, you know what I mean? So,
right.
You know, I didn't really enjoy the Patriots losing all that much last weekend. But anyway, let's go straight to the point. I want to ask you about Atlas.
The Jets, just last thing on football, because I know you want to talk boxing, but last thing about the Jets are really the Jets and the Mets are the only New York teams I can stand to support. But especially because I remember the Jets when they were the New York Titans, which a lot of people don't remember when they started in the old AFL. So, you know, they came up the same way as the old Boston Patriots. But this kid Mark Sanchez is sensational. What do they call him, the Sanchez?
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
All right, yeah. I mean, I wanted to ask you specifically about Teddy Atlas, man. I mean, I read that interview he did with Leon on Boxing Talk, and he was straight up like hating on you, man. He called you a low life, and he pretty much bashed the whole internet boxing community. You know what I mean? Saying it's a bunch of garbage, that he wanted to like take a shower or something.
Well, you know, I mean, I think you really should stay away from those porn sites. But listen, I really have nothing but I won't say love, but I used to have a lot of love for Teddy Atlas, but I have respect for him. He's a solid boxing man. I don't know, I won't call him a bitter old man because A, I'm older than him, and B, I don't think he's really bitter. I don't know that he, at one time, I'm working on a story in which a Manny Pacquiao confidant, somebody close to Manny, tells me that Teddy tried to get Coach Freddie Roach's job. You saw what Freddie Roach said about Teddy, but look, you know, it's funny. They say no good deed goes unpunished. When Teddy was, when I was in my 8 years at the New York Post, I made Teddy famous. I feel like Dr. Frankenstein in a way when the monster turned on him, because Johnny Boz, the great Johnny Boz, always used to tell me Teddy. And I saw Teddy as not only a very good young trainer. You know, he was very bitter about having got fired by the Mike Tyson camp, whatever that was all about. Supposedly put a gun at the head of a 15-year-old Mike Tyson because Tyson did something nasty or dirty to a female relative. I don't, you know, not to go through all that, but the point is, you know, I mean, I did more columns, and I could dig them up on the internet or in the library. I used to write about how great Teddy was, and I still think he's a heck of a trainer. In fact, to show you it wasn't just hype, I personally hired Teddy when I had left the newspaper and I was managing fighters, and I was lucky to hook up with Shannon Briggs, who became a world heavyweight champion. I hired Teddy Atlas to be the trainer. I got him a contract. At that time, I never heard of a trainer having a contract. He had a car, and he got a nice salary through my partner, who was a money guy. And that guy wanted Tommy Parks, who trained Bobby Ches, to train Shannon. But I knew that Shannon was very lazy and immature at that time, so was I. But Shannon needed a disciplinarian. He needed like a Marine drill sergeant. And I knew that Teddy Atlas was the right guy. And so I got, Teddy that job. I don't want any prize for that. I got Teddy hired because I thought he was the right man for the job at that time. He and Shannon later split up. I split up with my partner. There was a lawsuit. I sued the co-manager and Shannon in the federal court. I won that one with a TKO. But, I never said anything bad about Teddy Atlas, and I really really, I never will, because I still think he's a good trainer. He's a good commentator.
Yeah.
And I think he's upset because I called Michael Moore when everyone thought Moore was the source of the article, and Moore had nothing to say about Coach Roach. And he said to the source, knows, man, he's not dirty in any way, shape, or form.
Mhm.
Dennis, I'm not around Pacquiao 24 hours a day.
Mhm.
Neither is Roach, but Roach is with him maybe 20 hours a day.
Mhm.
I don't know if Manny ever sleeps, or Freddie ever sleeps, but I mean, none of us know. We don't know if Mayweather's clean. We don't know. Let's look at Bird Mosley. I mean, I would think that Shane Mosley, with the problems he had in the past, and I think he's a great sportsman, has been throughout his career. I hope those guys are clean, but they're not being tested. They're going to do a post-fight drug test, I guess, for the WBC.
Mhm.
That's the same post-fight drug test that Manny and Joshua Claude. I just got off with Claude's manager. They're deciding where they're going to train and who's going to be the new trainer. But the point is, look, I got no hate for Teddy Atlas.
Mhm.
I like the guy. He's a tough guy. He came from the streets of Staten Island. His father was a doctor. He does good charitable work. I can tell you this. Although he didn't, when Johnny Boz had financial, medical, and all sorts of problems, a couple of years ago I organized a comedy roast in the boxing community here in New York that went to bat for Johnny Boz. And even though they were alienated from each other, and I don't think they've talked in years, I can tell you that Teddy Atlas's charity sent in a small check on behalf of Johnny Boz. And he's a decent guy. I mean, I can't hate the guy. I don't know why he went off. I never said, listen, we're, as pundits or commentators, I've been wrong thousands of times over the years.
Mhm.
Whether it was the New York Post, working for Howard Cosell, ABC, I'm a trained journalist.
Mhm.
You know, whatever they want to say about me. I started as a kid at the Boston Globe at the age of 16. I've been in this business my whole life, on and off. You know, it would be like, I don't question Teddy's ethics. I don't question Teddy's veracity. I think somebody lied to him. I don't think it was Michael Moore.
Mhm.
Because, look, Bob Arum lies to me. I don't know when Bob Arum's lying. His lips are moving.
Mhm.
But, Don King, I mean, there's millions of dollars at stake here. So, listen, if Teddy Atlas, and I made no aspersions about Teddy Atlas, I thought you were a little rough on him, Sin, and I told you that. I think you wrote out of emotion, but listen, that's why we get a lot of page views, we get a lot of responses, the good, the bad, and the ugly, maybe more bad and ugly, but people respond to me, you, some of the other examiners, some of the other writers, because we don't write, milk and cookies. We write opinion, we write our viewpoint. That's what the public wants, but in no way, shape, or form do I have any vendetta or any scandal or bad to say about Teddy Atlas.
Oh yeah, I mean,
one of the best trainers of his generation. He went into broadcasting because the pickings were lean, I guess, as far as fighters. He's a great trainer. So is Freddie Roach. I think it's a shame to see them at odds, but I refuse to badmouth. Freddie Roach can say whatever he wants about me, but I mean, I'm sorry, but Teddy Atlas or Freddie Roach can say what they want about me, but I like them both. I consider them highly competent and very skilled boxing men.
Yeah, I mean, my issue is with Atlas, like I told you also, and that's why I believe you when you said that you have nothing bad to say about him. When you asked me that time if I really believe that he should get fired and all that, I'm like, I don't want the guy to lose his job or anything, but what he said on air, which was seen by hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions, was you know what I mean? That was some serious stuff, you know?
I understand, and look, you're pro Pacquiao, so am I most of the time. I don't think either me or you or anybody else is blind. We don't think that Manny Pacquiao is the baby Jesus or anything like that, or he's perfect. He's a human being. So is Floyd Mayweather. I like Floyd Mayweather.